live version of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast coming to you from the Varsity Sports Bar and Grill live on the YouTube channel. And hi, everyone, and welcome to the podcast, One More and I'm Out of Here. I'm Dan Carroll, and it's a great day, a beautiful day. Really nice. Yesterday was like almost, it was like in the 70s. And then today we pushed up close to the 60s. But, man, I'll tell you, for the end of February, the beginning of March here in Cincinnati, the weather's been fantastic. I am itching to go out and play golf in the worst way. Now. And I want to go play some golf and get away from this guy. But, Rob Herking, what's going on?
Not much, Dan, and I want to give a big thank you to Jason Kiefer, who did the setup today.
He does a setup every day.
Yeah, but I noticed something special with the setup today. There is a noticeable distance between us, which is awesome.
After the last time, I was tired of getting ridiculed of the seating arrangements, so I made sure that you had your 8-foot gate for your legs.
Well, I appreciate that, Jason.
So I'm thoughtful.
And also, I just want to point out to
I've got a little room to spread out here myself. But I was thinking, well, go ahead.
You know what? I was going to point something out.
Before I start talking, let's get Jason in here.
Hey, did you get your motorcycle out yesterday?
I did not.
Oh, I did.
I was working.
Winner.
I didn't know it was a competition.
Well, you do now.
Well, Dan is our, I just want to point out to the viewers, listeners, that Dan is our One More and I'm Out of Here podcast weatherman. And he, so far today, it's a new title we bestowed on him. Today is 100% accurate on the historical weather for the past 2 days. Unbelievable, Dan. I don't know how you do it. You must study a lot of meteorological stuff. Close to 70 yesterday.
I know my stuff when it comes to weather.
Good job. You probably outside putting up an exterior door both days all day, Dan. Good job.
Not on this day. It's radio yesterday, radio today, radio tomorrow.
You've been filling in a ton.
Radio Saturday. Well, Bill Cunningham is vacationing in Florida. Well, not really vacationing. I think he's pretty close to taking a full-time residence there.
He's seen you in
He's changing his address.
He's seen you in the studio enough. He's like, I'm out of here. If this guy's coming around again. I think that's what happened, probably.
Well, I don't know.
I'd be okay with it. And then
at a point in his life where
Dan can take his show.
But I was looking at our podcast here on the YouTube channel, and thank you everyone who looks at YouTube and sends the comments in and all that kind of stuff. But we need something going on here. I mean, it's a new setup to us.
He's also been promoted to IT now.
I'm just saying, but we need like a puppet show going on or something.
You are the puppet.
We do. We've got one right here.
something visually stimulating.
Well, I'll give you
that keeps people's eyes glued to the screen, because the three of us sitting up here.
Are you really saying this right now?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm critiquing our own podcast. Is that okay with you?
No, it's great, Dan. I'm just
saying. I'm just pointing out probably what's obvious to people who watch podcasts all the time. But like when we had, when Kennedy popped up in our first podcast, we had the video, but the audio wasn't great. So we took the picture away. We did it on the phone, and she sounded great great storytelling. Always fun talking with her. But I'm just saying that kind of element adds something that keeps people watching.
How about that?
So hey, you know what I just noticed too is we got a comment. Hassler is watching. He has been on the show before, which is great. Welcome, Hassler. Thank you.
That's my son.
Yeah, your dad was just showing me how you're taking it in the ass in Washington, D.C.
Now, stop that.
He's going to take it in the ass on the way to North Carolina.
He's on his way to the Florida Keys right now.
Yeah.
So he's probably sitting in the airport somewhere watching the YouTube on his phone.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like a terrible way to spend your weekend.
But
Dan, what's the weather going to be down there this weekend?
Washington, D.C. is such a shithole. I have no idea what it's going to be in Florida.
Until Monday. He'll let you know.
But he's at an intersection, gets hit by some dude in a car, and then that wasn't enough. The guy backed up and then hit him again, and that time
continued to ram him in the rear, huh, Dan?
The front part of the other guy's car got lodged into the back bumper of my son's car, and the dude took off.
So he left material behind.
So not only is he a horrible driver and a horrible human being, but he's a dumbass, because they're going to be able to figure out who owns the car that hit him
I'm sure Washington D.C. The resources are so plentiful
Well, I don't know about
that they're
that.
going to investigate this this front bumper and find that individual. What I'm going to
it'll probably be
suggest.
an insurance company investigator that finds out. I don't have a lot of confidence in the D.C. police.
I think the insurance company
I
is
hate
just
to
going
say
to
that,
pay the
but-
back bumper cost and move on.
I'm pretty sure for the crimes that are being committed in D.C., that one is
It's
not high on the priority.
list.
Shit ton
absolutely.
of theft. I will tell you that. Shit ton of theft in both the
DC?
White House and the House of Representatives and Congress, man. Shit
I
ton.
do have some comments about the guy in the White House today.
Well, let's get there first, Dan. I mean, all good things come to those that wait.
You want to go there first, or you want to start with?
Wow. Why don't we
this
do
day in because I do have this day in history that if you may not have on your
what is it? The
this day
weather
in history.
today?
No.
All right. Not much going on today. Just gonna roll through it real quick. Daniel Craig, 1968 birthday. Today it's March 2nd, by the way.
Was a good James Bond.
He's pretty.
Yeah,
famous.
he was. Actually, I liked him.
Did you see where they're rewriting the James Bond books to
BPC.
make them more? I guess I don't know what the word is. More woke.
That's what I have to say.
I mean,
Speaking
it's
of
so ridiculous.
Speaking
It
of
really is.
rewriting things,
If you
Dr.
think that's a
Seuss
good idea,
was born
let me
today
just-
in 1904.
Let me just say something to the
They've
people
been
who are
rewriting
watching our
that
show
shit
right
for
now.
a while.
First of all,
Nobody's
people who
watching.
watch our show would probably, generally speaking, think that that's not a good idea that they do that. But if you do think that's a good idea, then just stop watching us. Just
Better yet, come on the show. We're looking for
Yeah,
a
come on.
replacement for Dan.
challenge us. Send us some comments. If you-
Hassler said the police took almost 3 hours to show up. Not shocked, Hassler.
Yeah.
Not shocked.
No, not at all. I did hear, though, Hassler, that Gordon Lightfoot is coming from Chicago to be your mayor over there, if they have mayors in Washington. Do they? I think they do, don't they? It's a district.
Yeah, there's a mayor in Washington.
Well, Lightfoot's going to be there next. She's looking for
No,
a
she's
gig.
not.
She's looking for a gig.
She's done. She's toast.
Fucking Beetlejuice.
1965, The Sound of Music, a film adaptation.
Adaptation.
Yeah, thank you. Of the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical play premiered on
Is it
today's
Hammerstein or Hammerstein?
date. I like the Steiner.
I think it depends
I
on.
think it's Hammerstein.
Yeah, you call it a beer stein. It's got to be a.
I would go Hammerstein.
I'm going
just
Hammerstein.
just you know.
The
Ask me.
real life story of the Trapp family of Austria. That was actually.
I thought it was the Von Trapp family.
Well, they didn't hyphenate back then, Dan.
Nobody
It's
knew.
not hyphenated,
Nobody
it's
knew it
all
was going to be
one
a goddamn grammar lesson.
Yeah,
I'm
from
not. I'm not. I'm just saying. I think it's the Von Trapp family. I think that's the name of the family.
all of a sudden engraved in USA gave him an official Dan Carroll Award that he has never won, and he is correcting grammar.
And still not using
Yeah.
said flask.
Well, this one.
Yeah, thanks,
Rich.
Rich.
I just loaded this one up. This one just got fully loaded. So when this one is empty, then
But
I'll
you don't
load
have
I'll
the
load other
funnel.
one.
With the funnel, you didn't know what it was. What is this?
Yeah, he thought it was a nipple cover,
It took me a minute to figure out what it was.
better known as
What
a
can I
pig.
say?
1962, Wilt Chamberlain scored a record 100 points in an NBA game.
That's the one I was going to say. If you didn't say it, that's the one I was going to
Was
tell
that
you.
was that the points or the amount of chicks in one night?
Oh, it could have been both.
Could have been both.
You think he had one?
He had,
with-
scored- I'm
he had a
sure-
double double.
I'm sure he scored after the game as well.
He had a double double.
What did he? How many women did he say he had been with in the course?
Like
7,000 or
yeah,
something?
like over like 7,000. I don't have that.
It's a ridiculously high.
I don't have
number.
that kind of attention span.
I'll tell you what, Wilt's poll
we're
has
all
been
jealous
used
of
more
ours.
than one of the Mons Venus, the strip club's poll. Holy smokes. 1933, King Kong had its world premiere. Special effects, which suck nowadays, but nonetheless, when you were a kid watching that for the first time, it was
Oh, it's
scary as
magic.
shit.
Just
And the
magic.
chick was hot in the palm of his hand. I don't even know who that is. We'll have to look it up later.
I want to say it was Fay Ray.
Yeah, good call, Dan.
Oh, I think you might be correct there.
I might be right.
He might be correct.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Somebody hit the comments.
It's not Macy Stacy.
Macy's. Yeah, it's cousins of Fay Ray. Distant
Are you
cousins.
sure it's not
Fay Ray.
Marissa Lisi?
All right, next. What do you got?
Mikhail Gorbachev was born. He brought the Cold War.
Gorbachev.
He also had that. He had a shit ton of ketchup or Merlot on his forehead every time he went out in public. You would think one of his handlers would scrub that damn thing off.
It's a birthmark.
What movie did they they attempt to scrub it off. I can't remember.
Oh, that was wasn't that Naked Gun?
What? Yeah,
It was Naked Gun.
They put him in a headlock and started rubbing it off.
That's a classic too.
Oh, I don't like that movie now. They should cancel that shit since they're rewriting Dr. Seuss and James Bond. Cancel that. There's a murder in that movie.
Yes, there is.
Is he wearing Bruno Mars in that movie?
Which
Is it Bruno Mars? What the hell are the shoes? The shoes.
Bruno Malley's.
Thank you. That's close.
So, with you, we'll segue. We're potentially going to have a guest here coming up next month or two that's going to have a lot of neat stories about Mr. Simpson, and it's very, very interesting.
I know who you're talking about, and you know what I want. Besides Dan in the front seat of my car for 8 hours. I think he is in possession of it. We'll talk about it. More to come when that happens.
But that'll be a good one. We'll pump it up too.
Today in 1917, Puerto Rico became a territory of the U.S., effectively giving Puerto Ricans U.S. citizenship.
You ever been to Puerto Rico?
No.
Neither have I.
I have not.
But I will tell you this.
I would like to go sometime.
I have asked a client from Puerto Rico if they were a U.S. citizen. I totally freaking forgot that they had U.S. citizenship. It was.
I remember you told me that
yeah,
story.
and I had a translator, and I'm like, damn it, that is dumb. Oh, well. We already covered Dr. Seuss. Rutherford B. Hayes was declared the winner of the disputed presidential election of 1876 after a special electoral commission awarded him all electoral votes.
Keeping with the theme, is it Rutherford or Rutherford?
I like Rutherford.
Okay, just checking.
I can say it, potato.
That's right.
1867. Over U.S. President Andrew Johnson's veto, radical Republicans in Congress passed the Tenure of Office Act, forbidding the president to remove civil officers without senatorial consent. That sucks. Don't care about that.
I think somebody just died behind us.
Yeah, there was a shooting out there. Is Pitts in town? Sorry, Dex. You know, I'm done, Dan. So you do your thing there, Tiger.
Well, thanks, Rob. That was really good
Jesus
and interesting. That was a fun this day in history.
Fuck.
Fun, and I feel, my need for knowledge has been fulfilled for the day.
Has it been quenched?
You could say that. But before we continue, I would like to, at this time, recognize one of our very fine sponsors.
Recognize the gentlewoman from South Carolina?
Carrie Wolfangle. When it comes to real estate across Cincinnati or anywhere around the world, there are two names to remember and trust. And that is Comin and Shepherd Realtors and Carrie Wolfangle. Everyone wants a realtor who knows the market, but for Carrie, it really is a lot more than that. Her business is built on a relationship of honesty and trust with her clients, and Carrie has been recognized with many of the highest awards in the industry and is the only real estate agent that we recommend on One More and I'm Out of Here. So if you know someone who maybe wants to sell or buy or move in or move out, whatever the case may be, the number to call is 513-265-3125, or you can email Carrie at kwolfangle@comi.com, kwolfangle@comi.com, and don't forget, your road home starts at Wolfangle.
Carrie, I'm going to give you a suggestion. I'll shoot this to you via text as well, because you are the number one realtor. I would target probably 5 houses up and down next to Dan's house for people that want to sell. I have to imagine that is probably going to be a pretty ripe market for sellers.
Wait, run that by me again?
Nothing, buddy. So,
And FYI, we have Carrie Wolfangle's stuff rolling across the bottom of the screen.
Oh.
If you didn't hear it and want to see it, there
somebody's
it is.
been playing with their computer.
I did it our last time too.
Oh,
dude.
did you?
Yeah.
My bad.
But my neighbor across the street,
Wants to sell. So go across the street too, Carrie.
relatively new,
Oh, they fucked up.
had the dog was out running around one day, and I went over there and introduced myself, and
Now they want.
she said, "Oh, you're that Dan Carroll guy from the radio?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." She said, "Oh God," she said,
Oh God.
and then a couple of days later, there was a for sale sign up in her yard. So,
Is that a true fucking story? Because it sounds something.
it's true.
Jesus. See what I mean, Carrie? Get over there. We'll start passing cards out.
I'd move in across the street from you.
But I was,
Get a hell of a buy.
We had Black History Month. We had Black History Month in the month of February, which, of course, is every February.
We had our buddy Trent on.
Wow, every February, huh?
Which is perfectly fine. But I was talking about this on the radio earlier today, and the White House does a number of events that coincide with Black History Month. One was a screening of a relatively new movie called Till, which tells the story of Emmett Till, and I guess a young man in the Deep South back in the, late 50s, early 60s, something like that.
What are you looking at me for? Like
I'm just thinking,
Siskel and Ebert or something?
I'm just thinking maybe you're familiar with the story of Emmett Till.
I am not.
Keep going.
Full disclosure.
So anyway, there's a movie, and Joe Biden is there, and
I do know where you're going with this.
So they've got an audience of mostly black people at the White House, and Joe Biden is making a little speech before they screen the movie, and he's talking about lynchings that used to happen in this country. A shameful period, mostly, if the lynchings were carried out by the KKK, mostly Democrats, by the way, if not all Democrats, if not 100% Democrats, I'll say.
Oh, boy.
You can't go 99.9, huh?
But Joe Biden was talking about, people would come and take pictures and send them on a postcard and talk about how great it was. And then he says, some white people still want lynchings to happen in the United States. And I just thought to myself, that's just really an unnecessary comment. It just it doesn't do anything to my way of thinking to further.
There we go. We got our tab paid for it.
Tab's paid. He never pays it, by the way.
Then a few days ago,
he hasn't paid Varner either.
He's got another black audience at the White House for Black History Month event, and he says, "I may be a white boy, but I ain't stupid." Did you hear that one?
I did hear that little sound clip.
And he went on, and at the same event, he was talking about how he was raised in the black church, and he was marching for civil rights when he was young and all that crap, which, of course, is a complete lie. And it's a lie because you can find the video on YouTube of Joe Biden talking about how I never marched in the civil rights movement. And I thought about this for a couple of days, and I'm thinking, why do these comments just strike me as it just really rubbed me the wrong way? And I'm thinking to myself, the pandering is one thing.
All right.
But for him to be so disrespectful of that audience that he has to go out there and say these things and pretend like, hey, I'm just one of you. I'm black like you are. I'm, those bad white people over there. They want black people to be lynched, and hey, I was raised in the black church, and I might be a white boy, but I ain't stupid. That kind of crap. It's pandering, and it just says that I think so little of you that this is the way I need to come out. Instead of being my authentic self and being who I am, I need to put on this show for you. Because that's the kind of thing that is going to appeal to you and is going to accrue votes to me. To my way of thinking, it is sick and disgusting.
2 tabs.
And racist in the extreme. And this guy, in our lifetimes, I think LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who became president after the death of Kennedy,
history lesson.
Was pretty well known and pretty thought of to be a racist.
Brief period of time, by the way.
But I really think Joe Biden is going to be remembered as the most racist president in the history of the United States.
I disagree with the racist part. I think he's going to be he's going to be remembered as the one president they should have exercised that constitutional amendment.
25th Amendment?
Take him out. Yeah, Jesus Christ, now we're going to get banned. Not like...
Well, we've been in jail before.
No violence, but make a motion, etc., to remove him from office as the president. He has no freaking clue what he talks about half the time.
Well, and
he is... he's a weird dude. I mean, smelling hair and shit of kids. Speaking of pandering.
To the point, though, we've had Donald Trump wasn't a great speaker as far as like his verbiage and
Is it verbiage or verbiage?
verbiage.
Yeah.
We'll church it up some.
Well, everybody else
I'm
is
good with that.
Giving me shit. I just
No, absolutely. Bring it. George W. Bush couldn't speak. I mean, we've had multiple presidents that A, can't read a teleprompter or have people that are writing their shit that are just writing garbage and that they are reading it. And that's where the politics over the last, I would say, I mean, we've had bad politicians throughout history, but over the last like 10 years, 15 years, it's been absolutely terrible. And to segue in, you got Fetterman, who goes into a depression in a Walter Reed hospital. His wife skips the country, but he's the governor of Pennsylvania, but is not in his right mind
he's a senator.
Or senator.
Pennsylvania.
Whatever, senator.
he likes the French fried taters down there.
But he wins this election, has a medical history, which is fine, but then now has a mental history, and he's the one of the leaders of the state or the Commonwealth. I mean, this is where we're at right now. And that's the scary part for anybody that has kids that are growing up now, because now you're setting a tone. And it's slowly getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And now our president makes all these dumbass comments. I mean, I love nothing more than all the little montages of his little mini stroke episodes that he has where he's like, well, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever the fuck that was supposed to be.
And the one that I looked at today that I wanted to talk about, there was another one, but I'm going to talk about the one that I did read, but I'll find the other one real quick. The woman that gave the speech on the House, was it the House floor, one of the two, where her kids, and they were adults, they chose some painkillers that had fentanyl in them, and they OD'd. I mean, Biden pointed out.
That speech that you're talking about was actually.
I'll finish later.
I'm just going to tell you where that speech was. Or it wasn't a speech; it was a hearing.
Yeah.
It was a congressional hearing, chaired by Jim Jordan. So I'm not sure if it's the Judiciary Committee. I forget what committee it was.
Well, if you don't know, then just let him.
Well,
finish.
Jim Jordan took his committee to Arizona to have a special hearing about the border in Arizona, and the Democrats who were on that committee did not attend, claiming that they weren't told about it. When there is video, and again, you can find it on YouTube, of Jim Jordan announcing during a committee meeting.
Is it YouTube or the YouTube?
The YouTube, whichever one you want. And he's there and he's saying, look, our next meeting is going to be in wherever they were, Yuma, Arizona, wherever they were. We're going to have a meeting on the border. He said it out loud at the meeting. That notification goes out to all the members of the committee. So for them to pretend like they didn't know about it is a bunch of crap. But
Yep.
that's where this comes from.
Well, thank you, Dan. That has no bearing on what I was just going to say, but I appreciate you diverting the audience's attention.
Well, you were. I was just telling you where this woman came and made her testimony. That's all.
Okay. They had mentioned that it was during Biden's watch, which is not true. It was not during Biden's watch. But the way in which he defended himself and his administration when these two boys overdosed from the fentanyl that was in the painkillers that they bought illegally on the streets, he kind of laughingly said it was under the prior administration, which it was. That's fine. But what it negates is two things, truthfully. The emotional aspect that this mother, now granted her kids weren't 8 and accidentally got a hold of some fentanyl and shit, but what it negates is any compassion. There was zero. He was actually grinning and laughing about it as he was saying that would happen underneath the prior administration. And it did. But he also, secondarily, negates the fact that there's been a 22% increase in fentanyl deaths since he took office. And I can only speculate that the majority of that 22% increase is probably because our border is like a turnstile for prepaid people at Disneyland. I mean, come and go as you please. Shit's coming up here, and it's going to continue to come up here. And the drug movement, in my opinion, it's good because it tamps down oversupply and everybody getting onto drugs. However, a lot of this shit, the money that's spent, especially for marijuana, and I'm not going to get on a marijuana kick, but nonetheless, regulate it. Declassify it from a Schedule 1, move it down, let the states where it properly belongs regulate it with the dispensaries that they're doing now, and make it recreational as well. You get tax money from it. You know exactly what's in it because they're stamping carfentanil, fentanyl, and all kinds of shit on marijuana, green leafy shit, or even in edible stuff, homemade edibles. You can make sure that that dispensary is going to give you stuff without fentanyl. Well, guess what it does too? It takes all the marijuana laws and the people that are seeking out marijuana grow operations and the other things, and allocates those resources to other drugs that are more important, such as other Schedule 1 and 2s that are ODing people. And it also gives us the ability to increase funding, which this administration will never do. I think that's pretty apparent, to crack down on our border crossings, where they're muling this shit over.
Right.
Both south and north, and on the seas, east and west. But it's just lost on him that it increases under his, and that he has no fucking compassion with this woman, telling this story on an open mic in public and giggling about it because it wasn't him where these kids died. It was Trump's administration. So he's an idiot. He needs to be removed from office under the 25th Amendment, in my mind. And we're going to have a Dem anyways. It's going to be the camel. She doesn't do shit anyways.
Kamala, la, la, la,
Yeah.
la.
I mean, it can't get worse, can it? I don't think it can.
Well, Kamala is the best defense that he has against impeachment, because if he's gone, then she takes over, and you can only imagine what an absolute nightmare
Why don't we get rid of him?
that would be. But
Get
you
rid
said
of him sooner rather than later because she doesn't have the ties to the Chinese Communist government that he does, and his family does, and his son does.
well, that's true.
At
But
this point in time, at least.
By any objective measure, to think that she would be an improvement
She wouldn't.
is
No.
She doesn't do shit, which is great. We just need
know how
everything to die down
you
for
can
a
say
couple
that.
of years, and hopefully we get somebody good. At this point, truthfully, I don't care. I just want somebody that will put America first.
Well, you said that the
form fucking sentences. How's that sound?
Yeah, Clinton, he's a Dem, but I kind of like Bill. He brought entertainment in a good way. Not documents by his Corvette and shit in the garage that are open game to the Chinese. He's not doing blow, or his kids aren't doing blow off the strippers' asses with Xi over in China and America. He actually, I think, cared. He cared for America. He cared for him so much. I think it was an American cigar that he introduced Monica to.
But just getting back to Biden for a second, you said the increase in fentanyl deaths was 22% under his watch.
So far, yeah.
If that number's accurate, I'm a little surprised that number is that low. I would imagine that number. If I had to guess, I would have said it was that much. It would be that much. It'd be way higher.
Well, I think
But I haven't investigated. So.
you also have to look at the track history over the past couple of years. I think the border was starting to get cracked down over the course of Trump's administration.
And horrible human being for wanting to do that. It's crazy.
Crazy. 22%, he's only been in office, 2 years?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
2.5.
not huge.
Now we're on the start of the third year now, I believe.
And we also had a COVID year, so all those deaths weren't fentanyl related. If you were doing heroin and shit, it was all COVID related.
It's all COVID. Send us a check.
Yeah, they were stamping heroin and shit with COVID back then, so they weren't attributing it to the fentanyl, carfentanil ODs.
I'm gonna switch gears just a little bit.
Send us a check.
Because I just picked this article up. We talked about it quite a few podcasts ago, but the headline that ex-Tennessee cop Megan Hall breaks silence on sex scandal that rocked the police department, where 5 people got fired for her gangbanging her whole supervisory staff.
Tell me she's doing porn.
No. She was quote unquote sexually groomed. When she got sworn in, it was a family environment.
Huh.
And now all of a sudden,
It is Tennessee.
it's everybody else's fault.
She's claiming she was groomed within the department.
Within the department.
Wow. Wow.
I'm looking at this, and I know the failure to stop guys hit this really hard, no pun intended. But I literally just saw this, and I talked a couple podcasts ago about like the TikTok video, a guy walking into Laverne Police Department asking for her, and he was like, "Hey, I need to let you know I have protection." He was like, "I brought a whole bunch of Magnum condoms, and we're good." But she is now filing a lawsuit.
Oh God!
That she was sexually groomed.
For God's sake, it wasn't her
while
fault.
she fucked all 5 of her supervisory staff.
Does
Victimhood is still alive and well.
do we know how many instances of the gangbangs took place? Do we know how many?
I know they had said
episodes there were?
it happened on a boat. It happened at somebody's house.
my
It was
God.
multiple times, and I don't know that all 5 at the same time.
They were getting their freak on.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her a suggestion. You're probably going to get more money. I know the police department, the government entity, probably has some money that's going to clear a check, but go OnlyFans.
What about the guys who are banging her? What's their
It
status?
says where Ms. Hall sought role models at her new job, she instead found predators. In a place of offering professional development, her supervisors and the chief of police groomed her for sexual exploitation. So, Rob, you being a former police officer, myself being in the fire service, know what it takes to get that job.
It was in our HR manual, if that's where you're going.
Well, yes,
What, on how to groom
But also-
a woman to be?
but also no, not
That's what I was talking about.
It might have been in your HR.
I'm
manual.
joking.
He agreed with me. You said no.
I have to sign every year a sexual harassment policy, which
Yeah.
I get it. But you go through psychological testing, you go through polygraphs, just to get into the job. It's a lot of testing and showing that you have the mental capability to do said job. All the stress and all that stuff. So the fact that now, granted, I mean she's a younger. I don't know how old she is exactly. I think
Is there a photo? She
there's-
good looking?
she's young, but I'm not going there, Dan.
I am.
I know you are. But the fact that you don't have the mental aptitude to be able to, and I understand bad stuff happens at, in any workplace, but the amount of times that it happened, if it happens once, okay, then, you go and handle your business and figure it out, with your bosses and whatever. And it wasn't, I say all the supervisory staff, it wasn't everybody in the department. But it's not a very big department. Laverne, Tennessee's police department is not very big. Because I did start looking some of this up when this story hit.
I'm thinking road trip. And we speed through there.
But I just find it amusing. She finally broke her silence, and this happened, I think, 3 or 4 months ago, if not a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we're breaking the silence, and but
She had an attorney that sat down with her and said,
right.
they talked to you, they want her to have sex with you. So what? Men want her to have sex with a woman?
But
Is
they
she the only
groomed
woman
you.
in the department? Are there other women?
I'll try to get that answer for you. I don't have
Okay.
it.
All right.
But what I find amusing though is now here we are. The amount of memes that came out, right, wrong, or indifferent, were very entertaining to watch.
Oh my God.
But and I can't remember the guy's name. The meme that we all know, that the guy that has a hog on him about like this, sitting on the side of the bed. He goes,
Pops
"Hey,
up on
I
everything.
heard you're hiring." So I mean, the memes were funny. I mean, probably inappropriate, but I found them amusing. But the fact that now she's all of a sudden filing a lawsuit, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that here we are. I think 4 months ish. So I just saw that article and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
So did she lose her job?
Yes,
And what about the men who were participating?
they all did. They all did.
All gone? All
did.
fired? Okay.
All fired.
100% turnover.
There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
that
we
might
go.
be the whole police department.
Hence the 100%, Dan. Take another one, dumbass.
It was just kind of humorous, and then obviously with all the memes and stuff. I mean that hit the first responder world on
Oh, that's got to be huge.
TikTok, Facebook, all that shit.
I will endeavor to find a clip or a meme or maybe a department photo. It'll be on the website.
It says last month the police chief Davis was also fired after it was discovered He was aware of sexual misconduct with his department and never reported or disciplined any of the officers involved.
Do we know
What's misconduct?
That's
Not
the
wearing
thing.
a condom?
What is it? I don't know.
Do we know if these activities took place while they were on duty?
They were on duty.
Oh.
Some of them took place while on duty.
Oh,
See,
I've
that's
never into
a
that.
big.
That's
if
a fireable offense, and I get it.
If it took place off duty, then I think they've got a viable defense there.
But some of it took place off duty, but it was never at that point when it was reported unconsensual. Nothing in here says it was unconsensual.
No.
Just says that she was groomed.
When are
So
guys,
that's
when
where
are
that
guys
line
going to
is.
start using this shit when we make a mistake at like last call hour at a bar? I was groomed by her. And you wake up the next morning, you want to chew your arm off in bed with her. I was groomed. And then they can sue that person.
And with this, she's saying she's groomed. She never, at least in this article, has never said, and I haven't read the
When you're saying
affidavit.
groomed, are you saying like shaved?
Groomed to have sex with your coworkers. I'm not going where you're going.
Most people groom
I'm not
before
going
sex.
there. I'm not going there.
All right.
But she never came out in this article and said that she was raped. She was groomed.
And that
So-
article came out about 4 or 5 months after the original allegations
Correct.
surfaced, which were through no reporting responsibility of hers.
That's just some lawyer trying to figure out how he's going to cash in. He or she is going to cash in on this. That's all that's about.
I
And
think
it-
I said that about 5 minutes ago now.
Well, you probably did, but it's obvious they're just angling for a settlement here, and
I think I said
she-
that too.
she could probably make more money on
Smartest man in the room.
what's that
Say
called?
It, say it. The OnlyFans thing? OnlyFans?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that too about 5 minutes ago. Thanks, Dan.
You did.
Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm just reiterating your points. You made some good points,
See how I like it. All right.
but I don't think you said it quite in the same way I did.
I think it got its point across there. Dan.
Probably not as eloquently.
I kind of now, he was talking about that TV being on for golf. I wish it was on too. Just
Are
so
you
I
getting
could,
bored?
Well, it's not.
You getting
So
bored with our podcast? No. Want to watch a little golf on TV?
I'm going to say something now, and I'm sure you're going to repeat it as if it's your own thought in about 5 minutes. The one thing I did see, and I remembered, I can't find the article for it, but I was cruising on the news media sites and shit. They had an article that all these media organizations, newspapers, Washington Post, etc., are going ballistic. So are other commenters on Twitter, I believe, because President Biden and Dr. Jill went out to dinner, not up a hill, and had the same fucking thing at an Italian restaurant that is pretty popular. They're like, oh my God, you go to a restaurant to explore food and stuff, you don't get the same thing. That is so wrong. And they're just going ape shit on this shit. I'm like, this is what the media and the other fucking woke idiots are worried about instead of Chinese spy balloons, border crossings, fentanyl, all the other important shit. No, they got
China, Russia.
they got the same fucking pasta dinner at an Italian restaurant. That's what people are losing their shit about. Look,
Who gives a fuck?
here's the few times that I do support Biden and Dr. Jill. If you want to go to a fucking restaurant with somebody and get the same thing because you both like it. I go to restaurants, like if I want ribs, I'll go, and not a sponsor, but Montgomery Inn. Their fucking ribs are delectable. Or here on a Saturday, but normally it's dinner at Montgomery Inn. And goddamn, if the other people with me sometimes don't get fucking ribs.
That's so
Why
weird.
would that be? Because they got
Because
great
they're
fucking
good.
ribs. If I go out,
Damn, quit screaming at the mic.
All right, sorry.
if I go out, inside voice, Dan, from now on. If I go out, say Kiefer and I go to dinner, we go out and we both get, I don't know, Bud Lights and oysters on the half shell. I don't care. I know what you're going to say. You're a Miller Lite guy. All right, let me go, Dan. He drinks Bud Light. We can both get Bud Lights. Oh, my God. You go to a bar or restaurant and you guys get the same drinks? You're supposed to explore other drinks. No, I fucking like Bud Light, and I like ribs from Montgomery Inn.
You like what you like.
Get off his ass, grow the fuck up, and start reading some shit that
Yeah,
actually
when-
matters.
When you pay for my meal, you might suggest what I could order.
Actually,
but,
Dan,
yeah.
you haven't paid for shit ever, and I am not paying for your meal.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh.
I'm talking about people who want to criticize.
Let's go after his policies. How's that sound?
I just found it entertaining. Yeah, policies or anybody's fucking
No,
policies.
that's stupid.
That is what the media was focused on, I believe, yesterday.
So
or
they
the
got
day.
their-
I saw the article you were
Who
talking
gives a
about. It's
shit?
so dumb.
Fuck, he likes tortellini at this restaurant or whatever the fuck
So
it was.
what?
Right. I don't like that guy. Personally, I don't like him. I don't like his policies. I could give two shits what he is ordering and his wife is ordering at a restaurant.
How
about you cover something else that's more pertinent to our country and making it better?
Yeah, instead of yelling out questions from the bar section of the restaurant. Oh my God, did you guys just eat the same thing? Holy smokes, you went to a restaurant. It's about the experience. No, it's about fucking eating and living. And they both like the same thing. Get off their fucking ass. Instead of yelling that out and being pissed, why don't you say, President Biden, why are fentanyl deaths increasing by 22% in the United States since your administration took over?
And why are you pulling border patrol agents off the border?
President Biden, why are you quickly, based on some arbitrary number you pulled out of your ass and forgot the next day on a pullout date from Afghanistan, are Americans and others dead? President Biden, why can't you ride a bicycle at your age? And why would you get on one knowing you can't fucking ride one without training wheels? I mean, those are some pertinent. Why are we letting balloons and shit fly across America?
When you say road trip, I think that's one we need to definitely make.
Oh, we are. I want an
That
I want a
crosswalk,
picture, man.
That crosswalk.
That should be a national monument.
Just a good excuse to get out of town.
One of the funniest things I've seen with those people taking the pictures.
Oh God.
Where
Yes.
Biden went down.
Well,
on
we
the
were
bicycle.
talking about it last night. Like when I went to Dallas and had gone to Dealey Plaza where Kennedy was shot. And it's amazing how small that area is versus what it looks like on television. And just how small that whole plaza is. But, they've got X's in the middle of the road, which is still an active roadway. And then there's all these tourists jumping out, laying on the X, getting a picture while there's cars coming down the road.
He wasn't on the fucking X. He was in the car. Why did they have the X's? Is that just the point?
That's where the shots were.
Okay. Why are they getting pictures on the road?
Dude,
be a historical
they're
marker.
laying on the X's.
Do they rent the convertibles that he was riding in, that type of car? That would be cool as shit to have a fucking fake makeup blown out head on the back seat of that thing.
Nope. Don't make me mute.
If you even
Too
say
much.
Becky,
Too
I mean,
much.
the oh my God
Too much.
sounded like a Valley girl. Oh
Too
my
much.
God, Rob.
Too much. But these idiots running out from the curb to go lay on these X's while cars are, the stoplight turns green, they start coming down. And I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be another murder here.
I just thought of a new rhyme.
It'd be a tragedy.
New nursery rhyme. You know how we were talking about Biden starting to ride a bicycle up cliffs and shit in New England? Joe and Jill went up a hill. Biden got on a bicycle. Somebody finish that.
Oh
There's
my
an
God.
ellipsis. Dot,
What?
dot, dot. I'd love to see it. He might fall.
All right, put it in the comments, people.
Dan, you got some, or are you just looking at your screensaver?
Joe got on a bicycle.
Jack and Jill. Or Joe and Jill.
Joe and Jill went up a hill to do what?
Wow, you guys definitely didn't pre-plan this at all.
No, this is not pre-planned at all.
Joe and Jill went up the hill
To-
to meet the girl from Laverne, Tennessee.
Bicycle and Laverne, try to rhyme that bullshit.
Shit. Did you guys read about the Will Smith shit? 14th annual African American Film Critics Awards or Association Awards?
No.
He was telling a story about this new film, and I can't even remember what it is, but it's a dated film. It's supposed to be, I believe, mentally they know what they know now, but they're back in time when there was slavery. And,
Oh,
and all the other
Emancipation.
shit. Yeah, Emancipation. And,
I just found it while you brought it up.
and he said he was telling a story while he was getting an award or talking or whatnot that a white actor ad-libbed one of the scenes and spit on Will Smith's chest. They redid it. Guy did it again. The actor or the director apparently says, "Let's try it one more time without the spit." Will, as he was saying this, was so worked up it brought him to tears, and fucking unbelievable. Now, my question is, it brought the tears on that one, but yet he'll go out and smack the fuck out of Chris Rock for talking about his wife on True Shit. I love it.
That everything was verified.
Yeah. Talk about.
I didn't see that. I literally just.
I kind of want to say what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. But you can make the analogy, parallel, whatever. But
we're dipping our toe in YouTube right now. Let's get ankle deep before we start saying anything, and we get banned.
okay.
So I'm proud of you.
Do people
I'm
get
proud
banned?
of your. I'm proud of your reservation.
Do people get banned
I know where you're
from
going.
the YouTube?
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Nobody gave a shit that he smacked Chris Rock in the face.
Wasn't that like two or 3 years ago?
And how he wasn't charged with assault
Yeah. Nobody cares
in
about.
front of a national audience.
Nobody cares about that kind of crime.
But wasn't that a long time ago?
It's like a year or two, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I don't even think it's been a year.
I don't think so either.
I really haven't spent much time thinking about it.
I don't watch that shit anyway, but
I-
he slapped the shit out of him and should have been charged with assault.
Did he cry that day too? I can't remember if he had tears in his eyes.
I think he did.
Is he just a pussy?
He said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
Well, guess what?
I remember that. I remember seeing that on TV.
I think I masturbated saying her name the next day.
Wow.
There you go, Will. Come find me, man. I'm at the Varsity 8112 Beachmont. Here
Come
you go.
find me here. Hold on.
Real quick, I'm going to read this.
You really are a tough guy, aren't
Hold
you?
on, just for good measure, we'll put the varsity banner on there.
There we go. Ohio Valley Productions got a party going on. Then you need to check out Ohio Valley Productions. OVP is your one-stop shop for corporate functions, fundraisers, festivals, even a backyard barbecue. We're talking about top talent, live acts, DJs, karaoke, trivia, and more that'll have your party rocking. Quality entertainment and a team with the most experience in the business combined to make your event the one to remember. Got a vision for a great time? Make it happen with Ohio Valley Productions. Just drop an email to dan@ohiovalleyproductions.com. That's Dan with one N at ohiovalleyproductions.com and rock on. The reason I bring that up, kind of affiliated, but nonetheless, tomorrow night, if people aren't doing anything, there is one hell of an act going on downtown at the Tin Roof.
The Tin Roof.
Yes.
And it is going to be a friend of the show, a friend of ours, and I believe, is Dano going that night? I think Dan might be down there.
Yeah, that'll be there.
Dan Varner will be down there, and John Wayne Hatfield and a couple of other potential people will be down there.
Iam Tongi.
Thank you. And
All American Idol contestants.
I knew you weren't going to get it.
yeah, I wasn't even going to try.
Iam, I-A-M Tongi, Tongi, I believe.
But they're
Iam
going to be
Tongi.
Tin Roof
He's awesome.
on downtown Cincinnati at the Banks. I am going to try to swing down. When's that start? 7?
7 to 9, I believe,
All right.
with a meet and greet afterward.
Oh, shit. It goes later then. That's perfect.
And then also,
What's the kid's name from Mason who's also a
also
participant?
Michael Williams is potentially going to be there as well. So all our local American Idols, and then Iam is rolling in actually late tonight,
Okay.
and then flying out
Are
Saturday.
you going, Dan, down Tin Roof?
I haven't solidified those particular plans yet. Depends on what my wife has going on.
So that means no. So
She'll be here at the Varsity.
So that means
any one of Dan's neighbors
be here at the
looking to get
Varsity
away
a little
from
bit
him
later on.
tomorrow, Tin Roof tomorrow night. Get there early, about 6
I
to
just have to talk
10-ish.
to her. I mean, we might have something. I think we have something going on with her dad tomorrow night.
Didn't ask what she had going on. I asked if you were going.
Stacy Siebert just said thank you for the shout out for the boys. She's
Definitely.
watching. Thank you for tuning in, Stacy.
Boom.
Well,
All about supporting, man. We're,
Hey, is
we're happy
Stacy
for
going
them.
too tomorrow?
I'm pretty sure she's going to be there.
Why don't you take Paula down there, Dan?
Pretty sure that
It'd be a good time. Paula like a night out. See Stacy, Dan, bullshit, and hang out.
Well, I'm just saying she's going to be here a little bit later. We're going to figure out what we got going on.
Okay. I might go
But
down.
we've got things going on tomorrow.
I think
That's all.
we're planning on going down. I won't be out super late, but
Why?
because I'm choosing not to.
Okay. I didn't know. I mean, shit.
I'm just choosing not to.
Well, I didn't know if you were on house arrest or
Well,
what
it's
was
early.
going on.
It's
man.
early, so it's 7 to 9 with a
Sounds
meet
like-
and greet. I don't really need to be hanging out downtown.
Meet and greet is 2 hours?
No,
Oh, okay.
meet and greet after.
Well, after, okay.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? We talked about 1 hour Sunday night. And you were
you're
here till
adorable.
midnight.
You're
man.
adorable.
Well, you said 7 to 9 meet and greet. No, I
Meet
thought
and greet
that-
after.
That's a long meet and greet.
Well, I think they're going to have enough fans that it could actually go longer.
Maybe.
Big support around
You
here
never
for them.
know.
Dan has a tendency to lose track of time when he's drinking, so just throw some alcohol in him, and he will be there for 4 hours for the meet and greet. He'll be greeting himself and other people he doesn't know, homeless people, etc.
Hi, have you met me? I'm Dan Carroll. We'll make a separate meet and greet for you.
I never say that. I have never said that in my life.
We'll make a separate meet and greet area for you.
No, no.
You can.
Really,
I'll bring you a Sharpie.
I'm not going to do that.
I'll make sure it has ink.
We got to put
And
his.
you can sign autographs.
Oh shit! When we're down in North Carolina, do we need to get something laminated with his name and one of our phone numbers on it, so in case he gets lost?
Please return to.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting returned to your room.
Oh, that's right. Another go around.
Although Dan says he's getting his own room.
I'm getting my own room.
Have either one of you booked a hotel room for said meetup in Clayton, North Carolina?
I'm gonna write that on my.
I'm going to be doing that directly. I might just stay in a whole different hotel.
Sounds good, Dano.
Well, you're a grown ass man.
I'm just saying I might.
I will knock scratch twice, and that let you know I'm there.
I've sent you the hotel information twice. I'm not sending it again.
Did you send it to me?
No, because I thought you guys were rooming
That's
together.
a fucking waste to send it to him. Are
He's
you kidding me?
he's your ride, so I thought you guys were rooming together.
What we're speaking about, in case you haven't seen any previous episodes.
What if I don't want to ride with him, though?
You said you were talking about taking a motorcycle,
I'm
which
thinking about it.
I think it's a terrible idea for you to ride by yourself with no chase truck
Yeah.
Or training wheels.
in case that thing takes a shit.
Yeah.
And there you are in
I'll
in
take
the
my
hollers,
chances.
hollers of West Virginia by yourself.
Put it this way: if I'm said chase vehicle and his bike breaks down, I'm still going to Clayton. Fuck him. He can.
You
deal
wouldn't
with his
stop
own
and
shit.
help him anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going on the record. I am not
Doesn't bother
stopping.
me.
Even if he needed a couch moved at his house that is literally
I got
half
a
a
bad
mile
back.
from you, you would not show up for that. So nobody that watches this
Put
or
it-
knows us is shocked by that.
You know what would happen though if he was needing that couch moved?
Nobody.
because he was moving out of the house to another neighborhood. His neighbors would all chip in and help.
Dead Legs is booked and ready to go. He's got his hotel room booked. Lives a lot further away
I
too.
wonder what kind of room he has.
Not enough for you.
I can spoon for a little bit.
I'm pretty sure.
Dead legs. Do you get cold at night? Because trust me, this body is big enough and the alcohol consumption's deep enough to burn off some heat.
If you've ever been in jail or prison and had a big man breathing on your neck, that's what it would be like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I envision. And I guarantee you, if Rob books the room for you two, it's going to be a king-size bed for you two.
You know,
It won't be two queens.
you guys have a heart-shaped bed at all that vibrates there? Oh, you don't? Is it possible to get one from an adjacent hotel just for an extra $100? Oh, I'm looking.
He's looking out for you, Dan. I cannot wait
There
to.
really is something wrong with you, you know?
I really don't think Dan's going to go, but we'll see.
Well, people are going to be saying that when they watch you walk out of the car, Dan. There's really something wrong with that guy now, the way he walks.
So Dead Leg says the dead leg is freezing all the time.
I'll get on it, big boy. Have you ever had a puppy dead leg that you're about ready to find out what
Man,
it's like when they go to
you're
town?
in for a treat, my man.
Might as well let him finish, Clark. It's going to be a good time.
And he said, hopefully you book a single twin.
Hell yeah! I like the way
is
he thinks. Is he talking about him and I,
Yeah.
or Dan and I?
No, you and him apparently now because you're going to keep his dead leg warm.
Why don't we just see if they got a cot in some roll-away closet, man? That'd be awesome. You can sleep on top of me, baby. I've seen you in the video. I think it's safer for you to be on top, just in case I have a heart attack or something. It'd be
Right.
awkward to find us both dead, naked.
That's going to be. Where's Robin dead leg? Shit.
Why do you have
Oh,
to
no.
talk like that? I mean, why do you gotta say stuff? Why can't we just take a road trip and have a good time?
Oh, we're gonna have a good time.
I mean,
Dan.
and not the way you talk about it.
What way are you thinking?
Well, I mean, we're gonna go see our friends down there,
His therapist is
our
asked the
fellow
exact same
our
thing.
fellow podcasters.
Maybe it's your mind that takes things and twists it into some sick, perverted
Yeah,
way
our buddy
that wasn't
Tansy and
intended.
the Failure to Stop podcast, and it's gonna be a great time.
I'm
Get
looking
to see
forward
their facilities down there. Looking forward to that.
And
I mean, renew old acquaintances.
and
Great.
somehow, some way, it'll get all fucked up. One way or another, it'll get all fucked up.
I don't know. I've gone through 48 years, and it's only been in the past 2 that a cop was called on me, to my knowledge.
Well, we're approaching 3.
And guess what? I didn't have handcuffs. So I would have consented if he wanted to put me in handcuffs. He was kind of cute.
Dead leg's good with a big old lazy boy for you two.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
I'll just bring
It's
my
perfect for somebody.
I'll bring my Sibian. We can sleep on that in the vertical position.
Would not be shocked if that's not sitting in your trunk right now.
There's a lot of shit in there.
Yeah. Hence why the cops are going to be called probably 4 times before you leave.
What we're talking about, by the way, for those that haven't heard, is April. What, you're going the 9th, right? Easter Sunday?
Yep, 9th.
That's the day the Lord rose.
You guys will get there the 11th, right?
Yeah, 11th, 12th, 13th, and we're coming back. April 12th, Failure to Stop. Eric Tanzi, we're going to be at his distillery.
Yep. Instill Distilling.
Yeah, and then we're going to go over to their production area and continue to drink. I think we're probably going to drink by the time I throw my car keys on the vanity at the hotel room. And
Or on the arm of the lazy boy, apparently.
yeah, or in an evidence bag.
Are we just going to Uber all over?
It's definitely going to be an evidence bag.
Yeah, I'm not driving all over the fucking place.
I'm just asking.
Dan, this is going to be alcohol infused. Put it this way, their alcohol swab factories have less alcohol than we're going to be drinking in the course of those 3 days.
It's going to be big. Can't wait.
It'll be fun.
I love it when you say that. Say it again.
It's going to be fun.
No, the other one. Go the first one, Dan.
I'm not saying it.
All right. Looking forward to it. Join us, Clayton, North Carolina. And if you can't find a room down there or a place to stay, by all means, shoot us an email at admin@onemoreandimaoutofhere.com. I will make sure that you have a place with Dan and I.
It feels like it's time to say one more and I'm out of here.
Does it?
Just feels that way.
Kiefer, does it feel that way?
It does feel that way.
All right. Just remember, you said it feels.
I'm looking right into the camera. One more, and I'm out of here. This one right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, big things coming up in the next couple of days. As Kiefer alluded, we do have some things in the works for some cool shit down the road. A couple big guests, but one that is confirmed is March 7th, Tuesday afternoon, I guess, at 4 p.m. One Bronson Arroyo, former Major League pitcher.
That's actually our next podcast, isn't it?
No, it's tomorrow.
There's one more before that.
Yeah, we've got another one.
One more before that.
I'm working on a guest, too, on that one.
I didn't bring your paper calendar.
It's in my bag over there.
Jesus.
It's right. It's right. I have it right over there.
I believe we have one Sunday.
Why do you even carry that shit in? You never get shit out of it.
I
don't even know.
I have a lot of stuff in there.
I was so waiting for
God,
it.
it's like a fucking purse. Oh my God, we're going to the 7-Eleven. Let me get my purse.
Just saying, I have a lot of stuff in there.
March 7th, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Varsity, 8112 Beachmont Avenue, Bronson Arroyo. Former MLB pitcher and musician as well.
Recording artist.
We're going to be talking to him. That I think encompassed with musician, but nonetheless, we're going to be talking all things baseball and music, and hopefully have a little bit of. I'm hoping to hear some shit from him.
I'm hoping to get a guitar up here.
What do you mean?
Bringing a guitar up and saying, "Hey, would you mind playing
Play a little
playing a
something, you
couple
never know.
songs?"
Dude, I got one that I got for
He's
my
probably
birthday.
he's probably got an axe with him. I would imagine.
We'll
It's an acoustic. I got it when I was 16.
we probably
I've
won't
never played
probably
it.
won't use that one.
All right. I do need some string. I need one string.
Yeah,
because
that's exactly. We're probably not using that one.
a lot of people use piano wire.
I think
to
you
do certain
probably
things.
use that to knock down a tree or something versus actually playing it.
It's actually, I think it's still there, but I'll find it and we'll try to get it tuned up.
We have avenues for probably better guitars. No offense, I'm not being mean,
Dude,
but we have avenues.
I played it one time. And,
I bet it was lovely.
My first lesson at Buddy Rogers was Stairway to Heaven, one chord. I'm like, fuck this. I got better things to do.
I bet it was awesome.
So
We have a lot of respect for musicians, by the way.
we
Yes.
do. I can't do it, so why not? Join us live, Bronson Arroyo. Looking forward to that. I'm going to try to dig up a guest for Saturday, this coming Saturday. What time are we doing that? Noon?
I think Sunday.
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday at noon.
Oh, shit.
Get your
Sunday
paper
podcast.
Get your paper calendar out.
Yeah, well, we'll review that. But nonetheless, I'm working on a guest, so it's a good thing I didn't confirm that he was on Saturday at noon.
Thank goodness.
Stay live, stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube, and like us, share, etc. Send some questions, admin at one more and I'm out of here. You can find all our links on our internet page, onemoreandimoutofhere.com. What are you doing?
Just showing people pointing stuff at the camera to the YouTube people.
It's not even the one more and I'm out of here fucking flash.
I know that's my Dan Varner, Varner Netherton Revival.
All right.
It's a great sponsor of this show.
Get online and follow us. Jesus.
I love when you guys fight.
And there's my one more and I'm out of here Goldie holder right there. I love it.
I love when you guys fight.
What are you, back in kindergarten? Show and
Just
tell
saying,
shit?
I love it. I'm looking at the camera, trying to make it more visually exciting.
He's making eye contact with.
Next episode, Dan's going to be bringing his golden retriever up for show and tell time, and his favorite book and his blankie. So join us, Dan. And I swear to God, if you're not kept up, I know I've asked this question many a time, and you claim you've answered, but we'll get to the bottom of it on
Asked
April
and
11th.
answered.
I'm going to switch a little.
Still was never answered.
It was answered. Oh,
Dan,
God.
for our road trip, are you going to manscape?